A brief and incomplete timeline of the Trench Crusades, which is both biased and likely inaccurate. In 1099, the First Crusades captures Jerusalem. The Knights Templar commit the act of ultimate heresy. The gate of hell is opened on earth and Jerusalem is destroyed in the resultant cataclysm. In 1101, the year of three battles, heretics, reinforced by the armies of the Third Circle of Hell, conquer most of the Levant. In 1102, the ancient city of Antioch is fortified, and it becomes the focal point of resistance against the forces of Hell. In 1106, Kobar becomes the first tyrant of the 66. In 1109, the Great Sultanate of the Invincible Iron Wall of the Two Horns that Pierce the Sky is formed. In the coming decades, it unifies the Islamic factions. The Great Iron Wall of Iskandar re-emerges and is fortified against the heretics. In 1117, the legendary 17 martyrs travel to the earthly domains of hell to attempt to convert the heretics. They are captured, tortured, and kept in a perpetual state of agony. They remain trapped within white-hot brazen bulls to this day. In 1165, the Old Man in the Mountain and his Hashinshin defend the mountain fortress of Alamut. The castle stands to this very day, despite being besieged for hundreds of years. From 1215 to 1306, we have the wars of Triclavianism. The church is split and fights a fierce internal conflict. Heretic domains extend as the faithful fight against each other. Millions perish by sword and fire. From 1346 to 1353, Beelzebub unleashes the first Black Grail. Tens of millions are infected, becoming metastatic vessels in the worst plague in the history of mankind. This begins a period of time called the Corpse Wars. From 1429, the living saint Jeanne d'Arc drives the Black Grail from mainland Europe. And in 1477, the city of Argos is taken by God, and it is no more. In 1503, the war prophet Angelus, guided by Saint Eligius, discovers the formula of Racalicum steel. Though extremely costly to produce, the metal proves to be effective against all missile weapons, and it's still used to this day. In 1545, Antioch is utterly destroyed by a mysterious infernal weapon, but the garrison still stands. In 1573, the Sacred Order of the Dragon halts the heretic advance after the destruction of Byzantium. 1 million heretics are impaled in the hills of Wallachia. In 1595, the walls of New Antioch are completed. In 1666, the year of six woes, in a surprise raid, the newly created heretic fleet captures Gibraltar. The sea fortress becomes the heretic base of operations against Europe, and forces of hell gain access to the Atlantic. In 1670, due to the constant coastal raids by the heretic fleet, the Crown of England begins the construction of the Fortress of the White Cliffs. In 1703, against all odds, a small force of Hebrew knights striking from their secret forces destroyed a Templar stronghold at Acre. In 1805, heretic fleet under the command of High Captain Ranga defeats the fleet of England in the Battle of the Bloody Cliffs. Admiral Nelson is slain in combat. In 1866, in the utmost secrecy, heretic scientists, aided by the demon Marbas, construct the very first modern submarines. In 1870, launched from Gibraltar, the heretic submarine fleets extract a heavy toll on the merchant navies. Widespread famine ensues. In 1872, heretic forces storm the city of Rijeka. It is fortified and heretic conquest is launched against the European mainland. In 1894, it becomes the year of the Broken Trinity. The Death Commandos simultaneously assassinate the Supreme Pontiff, the High Prophetess Aelia, and the Holy Roman Emperor. The faithful are thrown into turmoil. The heretic legions, commanded by Hell's nobles of the Seventh Circle and a huge vanguard of tanks, launch a simultaneous lightning offensive in both the Levant and Europe. In 1899, the Church space program commences. And in 1907, the construction of the moving fortress of Britannia is completed. In 1910, the Battle of Cordoba is a bloody stalemate. Heretic artillery devastates the ancient city, but the heretic forces fail to gain access to the heartlands of Hispania. 1914 is the present day. Both sides are preparing for major offensive operations. In the huge swaths of no man's land, furious skirmishes and raids increase in intensity as the faithful and the heretics vie for information, powerful relics, and securing strategically important positions.